Jamie Allen here, we're at People's Golf Club. So what we're going to talk about today, guys, is effortless power through a catapult method that is very simple. I'm sure you've seen it on television before. Anyway, let's get into this. So we're on the 14th hole here at People's Golf Club, and what we're going to discuss is the differences between the catapult method and how that affects the overall distance of the golf club. So what I mean by that is a lot of golfers struggle with driver distance, and that is not using gravity correctly and using the weight of the club correctly in order to hit the golf ball. So if you've ever watched Lord of the Rings before and you remember the castle when they're fighting, so if you notice on the top of the castle how there's catapults, so the method that I was watching Lord of the Rings the other night and I was thinking, how can you use that as a golf drill? So think about, we use the weight of the catapult to propel all that energy into the thing that we're throwing. Think about the golf club as well. The top of it produces all the power and impact, which is the club head. The grip end kind of stays back, and the weight of the catapult does the job. Anyway, but I'm not interrupting gravity here, so the catapult should just swing like that, just swing naturally. So if I grip it really lightly, then the catapult can swing faster. If I grip it really tightly, then what's going to happen? That club head's not going to swing naturally. So think about the catapult method. I'm just swinging from the bottom, which produces. So basically, what happens? I throw the club out. The club just does the work. So I'm using the catapult method. That's going to create all that power and impact. Anyway, or this method is a lot of golfers who I see, they grip it really tightly. If they grip it really tightly, then what happens is they're not producing a natural swing. So if you were to grip something really tightly, it's very hard to control, and it's very hard to control the club head without using the wrist to try and release it. So think about, what we need to do is think of the old toothpaste analogy. So we're wanting to grip it really lightly, that we're almost gripping it really lightly, just squeezing the toothpaste outside the tube. We don't want to grip it really tightly where all the toothpaste is going to go on the floor and then we're going to have to clean it up. Really lightly, that's going to help you get the wrists to move and the hands to move natural. So what we need to do is grip it really lightly, which allows the club head to swing on its natural arc. So if I grip it really lightly, people are almost holding on for dear life, where you can see almost the blood coming out their knuckles. Their knuckles are almost going white. So think about, if I do that, then it's very hard for me to actually use the club properly to release the club. So think about our body reacts to what the hands do. So we want to grip it really lightly, which allows the hands to almost move a little bit quicker and allows the club head to swing natural. We need to maintain this lag. So what I mean by that is a lot of golfers who get really tense in their arm, so they grip it really tightly. It's like a chain reaction. If one thing is gripping tight, the arm's going to grip tight, the shoulder's going to grip tight. It's not going to be natural. So we need to grip it really lightly, not just in the wrist, but also the forearm. I see a lot of golfers who get into this position where their arm's really tight. They don't know how to release that. They're trying to maintain that lag all the way down, but they're not entirely sure how to release that. Remember how it goes back to it. If I was to hold this angle, my body's going to be in front of my hands, and from there I'm not going to be able to use the club head without digging it into the ground properly. Okay, so the club's going to dig into the ground. So what we need to do is feel the lag. So what I mean by lag is the club head is lagging behind the body. So we get into this position where we grip it really lightly, we turn the body, this club head lags behind. But that's a byproduct of how we store those angles and how we release those angles, if that makes sense. So if we grip it really lightly, then we're going to be able to release those angles earlier. So grip the wrist, grip it really lightly from the hands and the forearm. And tip number 3, what you need to do is feel like you're releasing the club early from the top. So remember how if you're hitting a pitch shot, you feel like you're releasing the bounce early to try and obviously get the bottom of the club to interact to the ground as opposed to the leading edge. It's similar to driver. So if you were to get to the top of the backswing and then hold this angle, then what's going to happen is you're going to de-loft it, you're going to have a steep angle of attack. So we need to do the opposite to that. So think about getting to the top of the backswing, feel like we're throwing the club away. So feel like we're throwing the club away early. This will feel like you're casting, but as long as you turn your body, it's not classed as casting. So we get to the top, we're releasing the club early. So remember, our body's going to react to what our arms do. So if I was to get into a position where I was to release it early, then what's going to happen, because the club head's moving out, my body's going to move back, so that we get to the top of the backswing, then we're throwing the club head out, which moves the body back, which is good for hitting driver. So remember, we're hitting it up on the driver. So if I was to pull the club in front of the golf ball, body moves left, and then from there my body's going to move forward and I'm not going to create that upward angle of attack. So think about, remember, light grip pressure, our arm has to remain really soft so we can release that lag nice and early. We don't want to maintain that lag all the way into impact. It's good for an iron shot, but this time, with a driver, you almost want to feel like the club head's more passive, so the club head's more passive, overtakes the hand slightly. But as long as you turn your body, then that's going to be efficient. And then think from there, get to the top, we're releasing the club, and then that's going to get the club in a better position. When we get the club more outside the circle, the body's going to move back, which is going to create that upward angle of attack and the club head to move from a low position to a high position. So we're using the club head to try and propel the ball towards the target. So we've reduced how tightly we're holding it, so grip pressure, nice and lightly, toothpaste analogy. Left arm really soft, we're maintaining that lag, but we're releasing that lag early. So I feel like we're throwing the club outside the circle. That's going to create a more wider arc on the downswing, so as to maintain that lag all the way down. I'm reducing the effect of this circle into a smaller circle. So think about, we release this circle early, which is going to maintain more width, and then a more upward angle attack and a shallow angle attack. So any thoughts on that video, make sure you post your comments below with your thoughts on the video regarding the catapult method and how you're going to implement that within your game, or if you're going to implement it in your game. Any other topics you want me to discuss, comment below and like the video, and make sure you visit my other social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram under Gmail Golf. Share my videos around and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thanks for listening, let me know your thoughts.